This is Brandon with Fleet Feet, and today I'm going to be comparing the Salomon Aero Glide 2 versus the Salomon Aero Blaze 2. I'm going to be talking a little bit about their functionality, their key differences, some of their similarities, and what they do differently. So let's dive in. Starting with the Aero Glide 2, this is Salomon's max cushion daily trainer option. It's perfect for those long runs or plush miles on the feet. If you're looking for something that's a little bit softer and a little bit more plush on the foot or great for long run days, this is a great shoe. Now, the Aero Blaze 2, however, is really more of that daily trainer workhorse. It's basically the type of shoe that you think of as an all-arounder, that do-it-all. It's versatile. It's great for everyday runs. You can pick up the pace in it, got a little bit of a lower stack than the Aero Glide, but it's going to be able to do a little bit more for you, but it's not going to have as much of that plush or cushion ride that you're looking for. A similarity between these two shoes is in the upper. So both of these are made up of a textile and synthetic upper. This one is just going to be a little bit more spacious, a little bit more wide. It's got a little bit more room in the toe box, whereas the Aero Blaze I found to be just a little bit more narrow, a little bit more nimble on the foot. Another similarity about these shoes is that they both have a Sense of Fit overlay, which is basically just this overlay around the tongue, and it just provides a little bit more lockdown and comfort on the shoe. While both of these shoes do not have gusseted tongues, both of the tongues are quite breathable, they are plush, they feel comfortable underfoot, so I really had no issues with lockdown in either of these shoes. Though I will say, if you're looking for a bit of a roomier fit, then the Aero Glide 2 is going to be a better option for you. If you're looking for a more narrow fit, then the Aero Blaze 2 will be a better option for that. Moving down to the midsole, this is really where you're going to see the biggest difference in both of these shoes. Starting with the Aero Glide 2, it's going to have a little bit more of a soft plush ride. It's going to be more cushioned. It's going to have a higher stack, and it's just going to be a little bit more comfortable on foot and on step-in feel when you're running. The Aero Blaze, another great option, is sharing that same energy foam as in the Aero Glide, but it's going to be just a little bit less of it. It's going to be a little bit denser. The foam is going to be a little bit firmer, but it's going to feel a little bit snappier and a little bit faster and more responsive and more dynamic underfoot. Really, if you're looking for something that's a little bit of a faster, everyday workhorse or versatile option, then I would go with this one. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more cushion and more plush in the midsole, then you would want to pick this one. Even though the foams are similar, they're built a little bit differently. The geometry is built a little bit differently, and you can definitely feel the density is a bit different as well. Just depending on what you want and what your feel preference is, both are great, but it just depends on what you're looking for. Moving down to the outsole, you can tell that both these shoes have a full-length rubber coverage. Salomon uses their Contagrip rubber, which is, I believe, a proprietary rubber that they've developed and created on their own for the outsoles of their shoes. I felt that the traction was great, the cornering was great in both of these shoes. I had no issues on the roads when I was doing any of my workouts or some of my runs. I found that both of them worked really, really well, traction-wise and durability. I also think that you're going to be able to run upwards of 300 to 400 miles in both of these shoes, but I do think that from an outsole perspective, I think you're covered. Salomon does a great job with their rubbers and some of their outsole grips, so no issues there. This wouldn't be a comparison video if we didn't talk a little bit about the weight. So the Aero Glide 2 comes in around 9.5 ounces, whereas the Aero Blaze 2 comes in around 8 ounces. From a weight perspective, Salomon has nailed it from that front. I think they're both great lightweight options. Sometimes weight can be the make or break option between one shoe or another, or it can be the reason why someone picks up a shoe or goes for one over the other. It's safe to say that for both of these shoes, whatever one you pick up, they're both going to feel lightweight underfoot. When I was out running in them, I found no issues in my step-in feel or in the weight, so no issues there. The last thing we have to talk about is price. The Aero Blaze comes in at $140, which is around the competitive price range for a daily trainer. The max cushion option, the Aero Glide, comes in at $160, so it is going to be a $20 difference. This shoe is going to be a little bit more, but you're paying for a little bit more stack, you're paying for that cushion, you're paying for a little bit more foam underfoot, you're paying for a little bit more plushness, and you're probably paying for a few more miles in this one too. This shoe probably will hold up a little bit longer than this one will, just because it is that long run or that max cushion daily trainer option. I think that personally, between these shoes, the $20 becomes a little bit minimal between the two. If you like a little bit of a versatile option, then go with the $140 Aero Blaze 2. But if you like a little bit more of a max cushion option, then go with the $160 option from the Aero Glide 2. It really just depends on what you're looking for. I think both of these shoes can fit in your arsenal. Honestly, you could probably pick up both of these shoes for a pretty good price. I know that it's a lot of money, but between these two shoes, you've pretty much set in like 90% of your runs, right? This will be great for your workout days. This will be great for everyday runs or some days that you just want to run a little bit faster, a little bit more nimble. And then you've got your max cushion option here, which is going to be great for just those plush rides, a little bit more of those easier runs, those days when you want to run a little bit slower and a little bit more relaxed and put a little bit more comfort on your foot. Personally, I like the Aero Glide 2 a little bit more. I just like a little bit of a softer feel underfoot. I like a little bit more of a plush feel. It made more sense for me personally to prioritize the ride of the shoe over the lockdown fit, whereas I felt like the lockdown fit was a little bit better in the Aero Blaze 2. I liked the ride and the plushness and the softness of the Glide 2 a little bit better. For me personally, the Glide 2 is my pick, but it really is up to you and just your preference. I think both these shoes can work for you.